Hi there, and welcome to No BS Talk, but you got to be quiet because I think it's hilarious that Brad's looking at notes and I'm just on the fly for everything, which is why we're such great partners. Oh, hey Brad.
It's a dating app, okay?
Brad's now all of a sudden awake and paying attention. So Brad, welcome to No BS Talk.
No BS Talk. This is our first episode.
It is, where there will be no BS.
Because we apparently know BS.
We do. Frick, do we know
Or
BS?
we like to talk about it anyway.
We do. We like to have it sometimes in our own lives, and then call ourselves out on it, call other people out on it. You know, it's just fun for us.
So you know what I'd like to do?
What would you like to do, Brad?
Which you have no clue of. I would like to talk about how this happened. How we came to be sitting here, right here today.
I would love to do that,
And
Brad.
we only have to we can go all the way back if you want, but we can go back to conversations that we started having that made this happen.
Where would you like to go back to, Brad? Because, you know, we have the microphones and the camera, so it's really up to us at this point. And, you know, I have the remote to shut off the camera, so it's up to me always.
Here, let me put down my heading up. Okay, so anybody that knows me knows that's absolutely not true.
That's so funny.
Okay,
it's
so
not true.
It is not true. So here's where I want to start.
Okay.
Julie and I have known each other for about a year, and about
it's almost our anniversary.
It's almost the
October 21st last year.
It's almost the Squirrel and Nut Show anniversary.
It is.
But as new people, like new friends, we kind of started having these pretty intense conversations, right?
Absolutely.
Conversations that I would probably never have with a regular person, but Julie's not regular.
Apparently, I'm not a regular person. I hear that more often than I'd like to admit to.
So anyway, we started having these conversations, and one day I kind of said to her, I said, Julie, you know, and she's the one with all the intelligence. I'm just a guy, right? You know all of this stuff.
Just a guy.
So here's the deal. I said to her, Julie, I said, I'm so fed up with people going on Facebook or wherever they are going, I'm indestructible because I'm indestructible.
That day, at that moment. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's the thing, is we get the Cliff Notes version of everybody's life.
We get the Cliff Notes version of everybody's life. And it kind of, I'm not going to say it bothered me, because I'm all for anybody saying, you know what, I'm good. Because that's the goal, right?
Right, absolutely.
But the problem is the way I saw it, because of my background, which we'll probably get into in every episode from here on in, to me, it's just like, you can't subscribe to an ideal just because you're told to subscribe to an ideal. And Julie said...
I don't know what I said.
She said, I'm sick of that crap too.
Oh, that was me. Yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah.
That does sound like me. Because, yeah, absolutely, I am sick of that crap. I'm sick of all of the only peaks, only valleys that people want us to put forward, especially because social media has become a lot of people's social life. They actually think that is who they have to live up to, so to speak. I actually had a conversation with somebody the other day talking about how they're really tired of having to live up to Instagram. I'm like, well, stop looking at Instagram. Like, it's pretty simple. We didn't have Instagram how many years ago, so now you need to live up to these ideals that are just BS, Brad. They're BS.
Well, yes.
You don't. It's your choice to do that.
She said it.
I did.
She said no BS. But the reality to that statement is, I've got a little bit of a weird theory. And some of my friends, I call it the grain of sand theory.
Okay, great. Grain of sand.
And so the philosophy of the grain of sand theory is, okay, you've got static everywhere and a million questions and a million emotions. And at some point, you have to start asking simple questions to narrow that down. And ultimately, if you ask enough of the right questions, you end up with a viable answer to whatever the problem is. So if you're bothered by living up to Instagram, then don't look at it. If, for instance, you want to continually punch yourself in the face with your right hand, eventually when it starts to hurt, it would be suggested, and I'm no expert, that it would be a good idea to stop punching your face with your right hand.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So that's pretty much what I said, which is what you're saying.
I just felt I needed to explain.
Yes, yeah, well, and thank you for that. For the people that love detail out there, because there are those people that love detail. And you were saying, you know, asking the million questions. Really, the only question is why? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
But sometimes it takes a bunch of whys.
Absolutely. It always takes a bunch of whys. Always.
Right.
The fact is that our initial why is because. And then you dig it a little bit deeper and it's because something else and because something else. And it's a trail of emotions and reactions and past behaviors and belief systems that we aren't even aware that we have.
We were just talking about that a little bit off camera.
Yes, we were.
About belief systems.
Yes, we were.
Because we talk like this quite a bit.
Yeah, we do. I guess it is true that I'm not normal. Nor are you. Pot, kettle.
It's perfect.
Delightfully stressful.
Right? It's perfect.
Yes.
Nothing can be perfect. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
I know.
So
Sad relate.
that's how it kind of came to be. We started out in these conversations, and then we thought, hey, let's do a podcast. And then I couldn't figure out how to do that. And then I started overthinking the audio, and then before you knew it, Julie just said, can we just hook up the camera and do this?
Yeah.
And so,
that's where we are.
This is where Julie's good for me. You know, when I want to polish turds for 6 months before I get it together, Julie's just like, come on, Brad. And the strange thing is I listen to her. So that's really cool.
It's funny.
It's
It
good for
amuses me endlessly, the amount of people that just, when you are willing to speak what you truly believe, people will listen. I actually teach, this is not a commercial for me, but I teach hypnosis. But part of what I teach is whether it's hypnosis or Reiki or talk therapy or whatever the heck it is, if you believe it's going to work, it will work. That's the fact. End of story. That's what the placebo effect is, right?
Well, mental strength, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like disciplined thinking.
No, it's
to a
not
degree.
even that. It's not even that. It's actually quite the opposite of that. The more disciplined we are in our thinking, the more delusional we are that we have control over this BS world. Because we don't. You don't have control over me. You don't have control over anybody else. All you have control over is your own thoughts. And you don't even have that. Because they're in control of you most times.
Right.
So no, it's the opposite of disciplined thinking. The fact is that you have to allow, you have to trust. Trusting and allowing is the way you're going to find any solace in this world, because it's not about discipline. If you want to achieve something, that's a totally different story. But we're talking about living a happy, healthy, grateful life. That is just understanding that you have a happy, healthy, grateful life, whatever that level is today.
Right.
It's not about tomorrow when you get there. You're already there if you want to be there.
And to me, thank you for that, by the way, because that's kind of what I was thinking. I use the wrong terminology sometimes, but I agree with you.
He does that, and then I go off.
No, that's good. That's why it works. What was I going to say? I was going to say that the interesting thing about that is you can still go through periods of being unhappy. You can still go through periods of stress.
Absolutely.
Right? But you're still happy and you're still grateful. I mean, that's the thing. And I
you
guess
just have to remember that you're happy and grateful.
for me, you know, as we've mildly discussed, you know, I can be very peaky valley. And so it's always been a struggle for me to try and manage that.
Right.
Right? So one of the things that helps to manage it is to constantly remind myself that, you know, I am surrounded by good things and I am surrounded by good people.
Right.
Right? Even though the world seems to be tearing me up, I am surrounded by some real beautiful stuff.
And that you are that internally. I don't want to get all philosophical here, but
That's why we're here.
like think existentialism. Think about how people have lived through horrific things, not because they had wonderful, beautiful things around them, but they had a belief that there was more. It was bigger than them. There was a purpose to this. I was being interviewed. This was a while back, and I said the words, "Everything happens for a reason." And this gentleman said, "Do you really believe that?" And I said, "Well, the human in me needs to believe that to move on to tomorrow. But the logical, rational person in me is, no, shitty things happen." Oh, can I say that? I did.
You can say whatever you want, Julie.
I'm going to, so that's a good thing. Anyways, we don't want to...
I love mouthy people. Go.
I'm so good at not being mouthy most of the time. Well, I guess still mouthy.
It's your show.
Yeah. Again, I have the remote. So anyway,
Okay.
Brad, I wanted to thank you for this starter conversation, and we should probably end it now because we don't want to bore people with just, waxing philosophic about BS in general.
That's true.
We need to bring a topic to the table. And if you guys have things you want to hear or you want to participate, we would love to hear from you. So please contact us, Julieturner.ca. You can message us through this app right here, whatever the heck app this happens to be on when you're watching it. Brad, how do they get a hold of you if they're like, I don't want to talk to that crazy lady? How do they get a hold of you?
You can find me at bradlevelmusic.com. You can look me up on Facebook, Instagram.
We're everywhere. So thank you so much for your time today. Everyone out there, thank you, Brad. And we will be back really soon.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you. Have a great day.